This is the 77 WABC minicast.
Clown of the Week almost went to Adam Schiff again. This guy could be Clown of the Year. Every single week could be Adam Schiff. This is a Trump saying that he wants a new census. The whole census thing here in this country has just been taken over and bastardized from what it was supposed to be. They're counting people that don't belong here, illegals. And the census is what gets you seats, Republican or Democrat seats in your states. And a lot of stuff is dependent on the census and the results of that census. Now, of course, the Democrats would love for the census to include anybody that has their ass in America when the census comes around. Whoever it is, doesn't matter. They cross the southern border. They're in a Denny's in Texas. Yeah, you fill it out now. But I'm going back home to Guadalajara. That doesn't matter. Fill it out. You're here. You're now. Here's the census. Trump has this insane idea that the census, which could determine the representation, should just be American citizens. I know. Whoa. I know, it's crazy. It is crazy just to say. But that's what Trump wants to do. Now, of course, Adam Schiff, being the lying sack that he is, I don't think I've ever heard him being honest. Even if things aren't a blatant lie when he gives a speech or a comment or whatever it is, it's not an honest assessment of what he's talking about. So Adam Schiff, he insists that making a census that just includes American citizens is unconstitutional. Now, their argument, again, is in the wording. Anytime they look at the wording of our past leaders, our forefathers, other people that have created very influential and effective and huge legislation in this country, they always try to interpret it so it goes their way, like the Second Amendment. You know, a militia, they always think the militia means that you have to be in the army to bear arms, which is completely against what the Second Amendment is there for. It's an armed population, an armed people, an armed citizenry, that if the unfortunate circumstance ever came about where they would have to pick up arms against the government, why would only the army of the government be allowed to have weapons? So that's obviously a dishonest and twisted interpretation of the Second Amendment. Thank God the Supreme Court ruled differently than that. And we are, as citizens, allowed to bear arms. So with the census, they believe that people, the term people that was used, is the same as citizens, and it means anybody. So an illegal that's here is a person, and since it says a census of the people, they think it means anybody. Back then, the people were American citizens. We the people. You know, the Constitution of the United States and the Bill of Rights and refers to the people. Those are the American citizens. Americans. The people. It doesn't just mean anyone that comes in here. But again, they've bastardized it, twisted it, and turned it to their own agenda. And now we're arguing over this? No. This is American citizens being counted and having that information broken down to see what representation is necessary, what has to be changed, what changed in 10 years, where we need some more representation in this area, maybe not as much in this area. And of course, because illegals are overwhelmingly Democrat, of course they want illegal aliens on the census. More seats for them. So let's listen to Adam Schiff and his take saying this is unconstitutional.
You're a developer, very successful developer. How does a family of four live in a one-bedroom apartment?
No, it looks like Adam Schiff really did a bad thing. They have him. Now, let's see what happens. It's not up to me. It's not up to... I stay out of it purposely. But it's mortgage loan fraud. It's a big deal. He defrauded banks and insurance companies and the federal government. But it's very simple. It's mortgage loan fraud. And you're right. It's a lot of people to live in a one-bedroom apartment, right? But he put it down. But he has a lot of other things far worse than that. So, no, Adam Schiff, they have him 100% on mortgage fraud. Now, if there's anybody else in this room except you would have no problem. But anybody else in this room, you'd have a problem. I'd have a problem. Yeah, please.
All right, I screwed that up. I screwed it up. I didn't have the clip. I had the Trump mortgage fraud clip. But the clip I was referencing, I guess I didn't send it over. My mistake. My mistake. Yeah, well, I said it anyway. Adam Schiff says it's unconstitutional, but they don't even want to hide it anymore. If they ever did really want to hide it, they didn't. It seems like in the old days, it wasn't as obvious. We all knew that they wanted anyone that was going to be a Democrat voter to be allowed to come in this country, illegally or not. And since Trump and his administration did a miraculous job of turning off that tap, that stream of illegals that were crossing the border in record numbers, not hyperbole there, more illegals crossed that border under Joe Biden than any other administration ever in history. And never once did they try to slow that down. If anything, they made it easier. These caravans of illegals were crossing the border from Central America, South America, Mexico, and nothing was done. And they went through all the excuses. We got a bill, a bipartisan bill. It would stop the flow. And like, no, what? And everybody with any sense in their head was saying, no, you don't need a bill. You're the president. Close the border. Can't do that. And the CNN and MSNBC were saying you can't do that. The Republicans didn't sign the bill. Meanwhile, the bill was full of all kinds of garbage that would have done nothing to slow down the crossings at the border. We got more border patrol. Yeah, to do paperwork to let these illegals come into the country and give them a court date, which they never go to. So again, it was all nonsense, all bull, all garbage, because then Trump comes in and within months, statistically 0% illegals crossing the border. So it could have been done. They chose not to do it. And everyone knows why. Because they need voters, legal or not. Goes hand in hand with the ID. They don't want voter ID. Why would you let illegals come into this country in record numbers, right? Then you put them on airplanes that they don't have to pay or anything. And you distribute them all over the country.